Alright, welcome to the Circle Grace 1 here at Ustream TV. I'm the host, Brother Francis Z. Revels-Bey, and looked like Ustream was correcting my chat room, but I guess I will see you or I might not see you. But I believe that there are three people in there coming into the chat room in a second, and in the meantime, while this is settling in, many of you may know that the Circle of Grace 1 was brought into being on July the 2nd, 1999 AD, under the aegis and the anointing of the Angel of Grace through divine providence. He gave birth to his very own spiritual and metaphysical institute on February the 7th, 2009, and that's called the Circle of Divine Grace and Remembrance. And of course, I always attach them together. The Circle of Grace 1 is a spiritual and metaphysical ministry unto itself, and the Circle of Divine Grace and Remembrance is the metaphysical side of it. It is the institute for it. Now, the way we can operate this for the evening, I see my chat is like coming in and out. If you can, you get those of you who are friends of mine on Facebook, you can send me an instant message and I can connect with you unless you're watching through your iPhone or your Android. You could also go to the event page where you saw other people place comments, and you could place your comment or your question there. Through my phone I will be able to see it and pick up on it. And of course, okay, we do have looks like a chat operating. We're going to see in a second. Now, one of the things I'm going to bring up, I'm going to do a prayer first to kick this into motion. This is being broadcasted live and recorded live. It's a little after 5 p.m. It's 5:02 p.m. Mountain Time down here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where I'm broadcasting out of my home, out of my apartment. Also, if you are good, I see my buddies Mike and Marie Pedroncelli. Thank you. I know you're here. Yay! And give you a thumbs up there. Also, for people here too, it's if you're on the East Coast, it's about 7 p.m. Of course, Central Time is 6 p.m. If you're on the Pacific Time Coast, it's a little early for you at 4 p.m. Try to pick a time where people across the Mississippi on the east side could catch this show rather early. Of course, this is going to be a weekly show. So, before I get into anything else, one of the things I'm going to talk about is meditation and white light meditation and why you want to use it, okay? And I'm pretty proficient at it, and I've been able to bring it across to many people. So this is a 2-hour show, so we'll be able to make sure that you get it. And again, you can ask your questions via the chat room here, or you could instant message me on Facebook, or you can go to the Facebook page, event page. So I got it right on my phone, so I can see any comment that comes in on the event page, and as well as switch over and capture any questions that people may have also at the same time. Ustream is pretty aware that I'm having difficulties with the chat, so I see they're trying to put it all together. But let me put this prayer out. Through divine power and by divine grace, for all who watch the show live, who come in a little later on before the show is over, who will watch the show in the archives, know that my grace is your grace. That everything that I'm doing here is from the palace of unconditional love and divine grace, from the throne of compassion. And so it's my universal duty, my divine duty and birthright to serve you the teachings of divine grace, compassion, and unconditional love. So those people that come and join me here, uh, know that you're here with me, and I could see you here in the chat. Um, I know you're here, so Marie and Mike, I can see you. Uh, they're a little behind here with everything. Let me complete this prayer. So that all that you see here, all that you hear here, is received totally through your heart and for your greater awareness. And so shall it be. So I know that you will be blessed by all the information that's going to come through right now. Oh, good. Okay, there shouldn't be an off-air sign, Sister Christine. It should be working on your end. Okay, but I am broadcasting live. What happens is there's a lot of people that are broadcasting at the same time, so there's a possibility that a couple of their servers have some congestion. Um, I don't know how many servers they use, but I know maybe up to almost a dozen servers, and that means we have a lot of people broadcasting around the world. Sometimes they've averages pretty close to 2,500 people per hour almost broadcasting a show live. So there are some people with the real chutzpah professional equipment on here that are broadcasting live. And those of you that are the uh, in the chat, all you basically have to do is start chatting away. I see your names, I'll see any remark, and I can answer back to you. Again, you have different ways. Sometimes the systems are running slow because they are putting everything now through. Okay, good. Yeah, they're putting everything through literally at the same time. Yeah, everything. What happens is so many people are broadcasting all at once. So you got people on who are broad. I could do it too. It's a little harder because the screen of my Android is very small. But you can broadcast from your mobile phone, from your iPhone, from a tablet, a notebook, a laptop. So I'm hearing my home vibrating here through a laptop. Which maybe one day I'll get a bigger screen so I can really see everything a lot better. But what we're going to do tonight is a lot of things, but I'm going to kick this off with meditation so that it enhances what you are already doing with meditation. And if you have any crystals around you, I suggest that you utilize them. I have some right on my computer. I have this piece of chunk here. If I could show it, if I could put it up here, this is a piece of selenite, chunk of selenite that almost reminds me of a star a little bit, or a triangle. And got this at a Gem and Minerals show. And I believe, I don't know, I may have missed it already. But there was a Gem and Mineral show in this month. They always do one right in the month of March. I'm Pisces. It always happens right around my birth time. And then they have another one like in October. So we get to see it twice a year here. Now, one of the things I want to also say is that I know many of us are using all forms of meditation. So most of the things, we can almost say 90% of the things that I'm putting out here is basically very universal. It doesn't disrupt whatever your spiritual path is, whatever your metaphysical path is. If you are somebody who's trained in occult sciences and occult rituals and practices, what I'm bringing does not, take you from that. So everything that I'm presenting in all of my programs, whether it's my blog talk radio 30-minute show or it's this 2-hour live stream, it's things that you can use right away. Okay, whether it's when you get off the air with me or you at night try it out before going to sleep or the next day. These are things that you can put into motion every day, and so it doesn't take away from anything that you have or anything that you're doing or anything that's brand new and you're trying to get a handle on it. Whatever I'm teaching is not going to interrupt that flow. You're still going to be in your train of thought, in your school of thought. You'll just be able to take the tools that I'm giving to you, that are what I call personal transformational tools, that I'm handing over to you, so that you can implement them. You can try out different things. Now, in the future, I'm going to talk about the tarot cards, because I'm just not somebody who does numerology, but I know about the tarot. I studied the tarot. I started with that back in 1979. I started numerology in 74. I've handwriting analysis back there in 1974. So I've been doing this stuff a very long time. And so, as the elders would say, when I was younger and they were older, that they're dating themselves. Okay, so I've been out here 64 years and I've been on the path 42. So I've been doing this for a very long time, presenting and learning and still learning and studying so much stuff now that it seems like it's brand new. Okay, many of these things are appearing to be brand new to me, so I'm studying as much as I can. I even have some a metaphysical school that I've just started long distance, and so I've got to catch up with that. 1 month behind in my lesson studies, but so be it. Now, what is meditation? Meditation, meditation, meditation. We have the Latin word medi, M-E-D-I, which means middle or center. T-I-O-N is the act or state of. Okay, so meditation is the act or state of being in the center. Now, being in the center where? In the center of who you are, in your conscious, infinite self. Where is center for you? Well, in this 7 chakra system, not counting all the additional chakras that are there, and all the minor chakras that we have, but in the main 7, the one in the middle is the 4th chakra, and the 4th chakra is the heart center or heart chakra. Chakra is Sanskrit meaning wheel of light, wheel that turns. And the great yogis and yonis have, over the ages, when they look into your bioelectric magnetic field, which Edgar Casey coined as an aura, A-U-R-A, they see the various colors radiating off the body through the ethers into the air off of the person's body. And so what appears to be green is in the center of the chest and just beneath the greenish yellow, and then going into the solar plexus, and then a yellowish orange stemming down into the orange around the navel and beneath it, and then a reddish orange in that area, and then going into the root chakra, red. Now above the green, going up higher, a bluish green, almost turquoisey kind of green in the thymus region by the heart, and then going up to the base of the throat. It's almost like a sky blue kind of a color, and then going all the way up and landing between the brow center is more like the indigo blue, which is a blue-purple combination. Now, there are other chakras, of course, because when you go where your hair spirals out, that is considered the crown, and that has been received purple or violet. And then, of course, the base of the skull is an additional chakra, or chakra number 8, and that is connecting us with the magenta range. And that's the seat of understanding where your Akashic energy sits at, where your memory centers are in terms of past lives. Sometimes one of my eldest teachers up in Harlem used to call it the vault, the vault of mysteries. And there you go there in your deepest part of your meditation to retrieve information connected to your consciousness in the universe, and also who you are as a spiritual enlightened being on earth, understanding your soul and the energy of the soul, which is also the spirit, living on from lifetime to lifetime and accumulating all of this information about yourself in each lifetime. So the purpose of meditation is to help you connect with yourself through the center of your being, through the heart chakra. The heart chakra is the bridge between the lower worlds, meaning the physical nature, and the more etheric spiritual nature. So think of the chakras not only as wheels, but if you want, as gateways or doorways into other dimensions of yourself, as well as sometimes it's interchangeable with the word realm, R-E-A-L-M, but you can use words symbolically. You got real or realm, and alm is an offering. So when you're in a realm of consciousness, you are re-offering something back to yourself. You're getting yourself in there, re-elevating yourself so that you can find your truer self, your higher calling, or your higher essence. So again, there's so many different ways in which we could talk about things. Me, I always try to keep it as simple as possible. Sometimes I could get very wordy. After 42 years, I can talk sometimes too much. And so I, as well, when I tell my students, I like to get into the zone where I can be quiet again, and that's essential. And in fact, I have one of my longtime students coming in a week after next Wednesday, coming in on the 23rd. He'll be in for a week. Haven't seen this young man since 2001. We talk all the time. And he's one of my meditation students back when we lived in New Jersey, and now he's a full-blown piano-playing musician up in Seattle, Washington. So he's coming in to visit for a week, so we can kind of touch base and see where he's at with his levels of meditation. So, when you are meditating, in the beginning stages, meditation is all about just getting centered. But for the most part, in the beginning, it's really just letting go of thoughts. That's what your meditation is like. Put a little bit more light on myself here. There. Now, you probably can see me a lot better. But meditation is, the benefits of it is brings calmness to the mind, calmness to the body, which also means your nerve system can be placed in a position where you're not overreacting, underreacting. Better yet, you're acting of your own volition, meaning of your own will, when you so choose, not at the push and pull of society, or the push and pull of family, friends, co-workers, employers, life itself. You're moving along at your own pace, And these are one of the things that you are striving to do in the process of meditation. Another thing that meditation is also good for, is controlling one's blood pressure. Now, some people have a very difficult time. They might have problems with the adrenal glands, where they shut down because of a great deal of stress that has built up over the years, or a lot of metal toxins in their body. and has created some blockages between the kidneys and the adrenal glands. So people have a very hard time. Some people, when they're seated, their blood pressure is very high, and when they stand up, it seems to be all right. But when they sit down, clamping down, they have a hard time being focused, as well as having everything run well in their body. So meditation can help you bring back balance between having a high blood pressure and a low blood pressure. And if you practice meditation every day, or as many times as you can a week, consistently, you will see greater effects happening, because the cause or the tool is meditation. We also know that, and I'll give you a story about myself with meditation and how I know it works. And it really does affect the body. Not only does it help you with your mental state, but it will help you with your emotional state. Okay? Because it's all about finding your center. So getting the mind calm and getting the emotional nature calm. And when the mind or the mental state and the emotional state can be aligned and in tune with each other, as well balanced with each other, then all that is considered soul and spirit can now flow through you and can be birthed out into the physical as well as your body. And we all know and have experienced at times when people have gone through so many life changes and traumatic situations that have happened to people, and they kind of shut down. Well, meditation can help you open yourself back up so that you don't feel lost. So through the power, I'll call it, and the discipline of meditation, you can step back into your world of divinity, where you can feel a greater power of the grace flowing through you. So meditation is about finding your center of being, where you can be absolutely calm. Many metaphysical and spiritual teachers also refer to, when we're going back into this seat of calmness, is to enter the chamber of stillness, when we can be in a place where we are considered perfectly still, where there are no effects, there are no influences going on around you other than you, then you are in greater control of yourself, and I might say more of a perfect control of yourself. So meditation can help you. Meditation works hand in hand with breathing, deep breathing. Whether you are breathing entirely through your nose or both nose and mouth, you're going to need meditation. A lot of people on the planet use it, not just the yogis, people into yoga, people who are in your everyday blue collar, white collar worker, lawyers use it. Construction workers, I've got many as clients back east, use it. They've learned that if they can get in that meditative zone, then they have less injuries stemming from less accidents. Okay, they can help prevent accidents because their mind is more alert. When the mind is alert, then they can see more and feel more in their environment, as opposed to being cut off, being too much inside the self, but being balanced enough. So we know through a steady stream of constant discipline over a period of time with meditation, we all can advance ourselves because we become more open to more spiritual forces. Now, there are some quote-unquote lower energies, lower rungs of energy, as well as higher rungs of energy. And when you're in a state of meditation, you begin to feel all of that. and then you know you're not really separated from anything. You're feeling all these different avenues of energy, all these different streams, quarters of light that are visible and invisible, but they are present. And depending on your level of what you understand is there's several other ways what you overstand, what you finally come to understand. Now you're on top and can see everything, and now you're on the inside, so people call that inner stand. So there's over, under, and inner. In any event, the one root word is stand. So you're in something, you're on something, and you're looking over something, but you are rooted. If you are standing, you're rooted to some extent, so you could see and so that you could feel the energy around you at all times. Now, also, this meditation has been used by athletes. Amateur and professional athletes use meditation. People and musicians use meditation. People in the fields of martial arts use meditation. Usually at the beginning of the class and the end of the class, if not done both times. But there's some level of meditation going on. People who have been into track and field, using, running, track and field, running, you name it, using meditation, and with meditation employ visualization or creative visualization into what they're doing, so they can see the body ahead of time, see the goals ahead of time, and then see themselves go at it. Now, there was a coach. This coach, I believe, is a 5 or 6 time NBA championship basketball coach, and that's Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson's half Native American. Phil Jackson used to play for the New York Knicks back there in the mid 60s. And this was a person who gradually, more and more understanding himself, got into the spirituality of his ancestors and got into some meditation, and he used to bring that all the time. When he was with the Chicago Bulls and then went from the Bulls to the Los Angeles Lakers, he was employing this all the time, which also had to do with his team that would win to be very consistent. Now, to let you know that meditation and you can operate in the same field, let me tell you something about 2 different incidences that I had when I was younger. One incident I had was having a state of mind under a lot of stress. This was back in the 80s, let's say in the 80s, 90s, late 80s. I was under a great deal of stress and strain, even though I was still doing metaphysical, spiritual, and occult rituals. Didn't really have them under my belt, but out there learning, reading, doing as much as I could. I had developed a eczema. Eczema comes about when you are under a great deal of stress, so much stress that your skin gets hard. And I had clients where skin was peeling, literally. But I had developed eczema where my skin was as black as a pair of shoes, black as this black you see here, on the back of my hands, on the top of my feet, on my shins. It was terrible. So, and it got to be so bad that I had no way of reversing it. I used to take all that stuff back then, from the Benadryls to everything else, and nothing was working. I could go to sleep, but nothing was working. Now, this is how meditation came into being. I started doing some research. And I said, man, I have to find something. And I remember going to a dermatologist, and he looked at my skin, and I showed him everything. And he said, man, this is not something that has to do with the way you eat. This is definitely in the mind, and there's a lot of stress on your part. You got to look at the environment that you're in. Now, at the time, I was working at what they call a botanica, which is the herb shop, which is we used to call the magic herb shop, where I did readings in there with 3 other people, 2 other readers, and there was always a war going on. So some of that energy was also something that I had picked up as well. And so I started to meditate. Now, up to this point, I had been meditating all the time before. The thing was, I was only sitting in meditation for like 5 or 6 minutes, you see. To me, that was meditation. So I decided one day that I just needed to sit. Let me have a little sip of water. And I began saying to myself and speaking to one of my spiritual sisters, Reverend Maria, out on Long Island. And she told me maybe you ought to meditate a little longer. And I said, maybe I should, because even when I'm home, I only do 5 or 6 minutes, 10 minutes, and I'm out and about. So I started to meditate longer. And so I would, okay, I only do 6, 7 minutes. The store is crowded. I don't have that much time. But at home, I would meditate. And one day, I was in a very deep meditation. And now this is after about 2 months of meditating every day for at least up to an hour. I hadn't noticed that any changes had occurred yet, but apparently I finally hit a level. When I say I hit a level, I hit a level that when I came out of the meditation, went downstairs to use the restroom, looked in the mirror, washing my hands, not paying attention. But this time when I washed my hands, I realized there's something different. My hands didn't feel so rough, and I kind of took my hands out of the water, and I realized the dark skin. It wasn't light yet, but it was smooth. So now I pull up my sweatpants and I look at my shins. The skin was soft, a little soft. Took my socks off, cushioned cotton socks. Notice the top of my feet. So I called my friend up. I said, "Hey, Reverend Maria, guess what I just discovered?" She says, "What?" After doing meditation for 2 months every day, at least when I'm coming home from that store at home, meditating at least an hour. So here I was meditating 7 days a week, 7 hours a week. And I says, my skin is smoothing out. It's smoother. So we took some pictures. We started now going a little deeper. She said, I think you ought to do. I says, what? Why don't you sit longer in meditation? Why don't you pick one day or 2 days out of the week where you're going to go from 1 hour to an hour and a half and work your way up to maybe 2 hours. Well, it took another 3 or 4 months. Well, by the time we reached about 8 months, one day I'm walking down the street. Now, I'm not really paying attention because, your skin is a part of you. You're thinking, it looks rough. You don't see much of a change. But I was walking down the street and I ran into a friend and we kind of fist pound. When we fist pound, right hand to right hand, he said, man, last time I saw you, your skin was really rough, but look at your skin. It's like your rashes are gone. And I said, wow, I've hit something. I hadn't even paid attention to realize that the eczema was now going away. What I had that was roughly covered, and I'm going to show you, covered from here to right to my knuckles, it was just a ring, a light ring on the edge. Now, when I saw that, now the left hand had a little harder to go, but it was still smoothing away. What I started to do then was to project that into my mind. But here's the other side of the coin. I needed to know how to get this done quickly. And you know what happened? I spoke to my friend Maria. I said, you know what? I think I need a dream. I said, do you think it's possible that we have something inside of us called the master cell? I keep hearing that in my meditation. I got to talk to the master cell. So I said, okay, I got to find out who this master cell is. So I started having a mental conversation with my body every day, no matter where I was. I was saying, does anybody in there know anything about the master cell? I want to meet my master cell. I guess the best way to meet my master cell would be in a dream state, in the state of dreaming. Because I knew back then that when we had dreams, dreams was the real reality, the real world, and the world around us was this illusion. But the real deal was when we were asleep. I knew that much. And eventually, the dream appeared, the vision, I should say, and I was being looked at as a king. And it was interesting. Here I'm a king. In my chambers, I could see the chakra energies, I could see the internal organs, but I could see something was off. And then I'd come to the balcony, I would look outside, and I would see, these little energetic, I'm going to call them things, but they were energetic balls of light and energy, different colors. And it was very interesting because I turned around and I saw what element or organ said, I am your pituitary, and the other organ said, I am your pineal gland, and boy, do you have a problem. And I said, well, who are all of these beings that are out here? And the what was so great was that the beings that were there, the pituitary and the pineal gland, and then the heart chakra popped up behind me. Now I was in my form, but they were outside of my body as well. And the heart says, Master. And I said, you calling me Master? I said, yeah, you are Master. But down there is the Master in you. I said, well, who's down there? And they said, you always wanted to meet the master cell. The master cell is down there, moving about. I said, but they're not facing me. And he said, well, there's a reason they're not facing you. I said, well, what's the reason? How come they're not facing me? He says, because you must convince them. You must reconnect with them. When you reconnect, I can't promise you that the master cell is going to turn around right away. But all you have to say, and the heart whispered to me, and the words were, I love you. So I'm at the balcony, and I'm saying, hey, hey, trying to get everyone's attention. No one's turning around. And finally, this one element called the cell was bigger, a little bigger than the rest. And had a beautiful hue, iridescent hue about it. And I says, excuse me, are you the master cell? I would like to have a word with you. And the master cell said without turning around, what are the key words? And I said, I love you. Well, the cell knew that I didn't really understand that connection. So it said, I want to hear you say it louder. I want you to hear it with emotion, and I want you to mean it. And if you hit that right vibration, I'll turn around. So eventually, after, I don't know, over a half a dozen or more calls, I got a little frustrated. And the heart says, you're almost there. Just say it one more time, without frustration, without edge, without, trying to get over or the master cell, because you can't. The master cell knows you. So I said, Master Cell, I am a master like you are a master. The only thing is I'm disconnected to myself. And I would greatly appreciate it, the power of your grace and your blessings, that I have this communication with you, because I really love you. I really, really do. I just don't know what to do anymore. Now the Master Cell whipped around and kind of looked like me a little bit. Just brighter in the energy field. And it says, you really want to help? I said, yes, I want to help. My Master Cell said, well, if I tell you what to do, will you follow? And of course, I hesitated, and the master cell said, "I can hear your hesitation. Either you want my help or you do not. If you do not take my help, things will just get worse. If you do take my help, I can tell all the rest of them to join in." And so I proceeded to say again that I love you, Master Cell. I'm here to work with you, and you are to tell me everything and anything that you want me to do, even if it is detoxing, fasting, you name it. And that was the first thing he wanted to hear. And so he convened, and all the rest of the cells turned around. And from that day forward, it took another 40 days. But I was on a fast. I did some cleansings, some internal cleansings. And then, about the 60th, 67th, almost 70th day, I was a brand new person. In fact, all my sinus congestion in the area had gotten away. And the bouts of asthma never came back. And the eczema was all gone. So this is just a sign, just to let you know that the power of the mind and the way that we meditate can bring us to a level where we are in touch with our body, with the cells of our body, with the DNA. If we could tap into it through the power of our mind, through meditation. Now, there's a myriad of tools that you can use. There are all kind of tools. All kind of masters have all kind of tools. But one of the best tools is yourself. Your cellular memory, your DNA, is the best kind of tool that you could ever have. Because once you are in deep communication with all of your cells, especially with the master cell that governs everything in your body, you begin to talk to all the other cells in all the other organs. So you might say the master cell is like the megaphone, like the conduit, is the transformer and the generator that is allowing you to have a communication with every other part of your being. So meditation can be utilized with your body for health. You can go beyond your physical structure and connect with the stars and the heavens using meditation. You can connect with nature using meditation, animals, everything else. So we know now that you can utilize meditation for anything. And it is an old, thousands, centuries, thousands, millenniums old meditation. You just decide how deep you're going to go with it, how far you're going to take it. Just like I tell people to have dream journals, develop meditation journals, astrological journals, tarot reading journals. Just keep going and going and going. Why? Because you need to, in the beginning, kind of reorganize your thoughts on paper and just kind of leave things in a particular category or separate just a little bit so you can see, where you're going with all of this. Then, later you can lump it all together if you so choose. Now, you notice in the beginning I mentioned a white light meditation. And what was the purpose, or why would there be a purpose for us to use white light? Yay! Maria, the soul scribe, is here. Glad that you're here. One of the things that you want to, when I think of white light meditation, and this is the honest truth, whenever I used to teach it, and this I'm talking about as far back as the 80s, I always said without knowing that white light meditation is connected to a greater sun. This is before I had any understanding of the great central sun. I knew that it was a part of the sun, or I'm going to call it the holographic sun, that we see, but I knew that there was a sun far greater than that sun that this light took us to. And so we are often, I'm checking with my phone because I know some people are going to connect with me in different ways, so that we have all of this to work with. So I always knew that when I was dealing with the white light, it wasn't just the light of angels, ascended masters. It wasn't just the light of the earth. I knew it was in the ethers. I knew it was in the cellular memory, in the air. I also was fully aware that it was connected to a greater sun, a huge sun. Now that I'm involved in the solar community, that's been confirmed. It's been confirmed uh, indirectly and directly at the same time by the Masters Gibsons. It's been uh, through my own travel into the sun, into the holographic sun, and seeing that with Akhenaten. Akhenaten, I call him a Kenaten, he doesn't mind, Akhenaten. He refers to me as a Menaten. We've been there numerous times and evolving. And he is allowing me, Akhenaten, to share at some point uh, some of the things of the cubes and the globes and the miniature suns that are utilized to travel, just like the Merkaba is and the light bodies are. So, white light meditation is calling that into effect, but understanding that it is already present. It's not that you gotta like. It's sort of like when you go in your house and you click on the light switch, electricity and juice is flowing, and you got light. It's like that, basically. It's already there. It's around us all the time. We just have to attune ourselves to it. When we begin to attune ourselves to this white light or this energy that gives off a whiteness, when you really step into it, it's very clear. Very clear. It's just at different vibratory rates, it gives off the appearance of a white light. So there are various rays of light giving off and reflecting through us, through the cones, the retinas, and all of that, off our skin, off of the melatonin and serotonin. All of this energies that we've got, fluids in our body, is radiating all of this light, reflecting it, so that we can experience it. And we can't do without the light, just like you can't do without air, oxygen in the air, and certain gases that are there. You utilize them, you need them for your particular environment that you are in. So, tonight is all about the white light and how we can make this white light a little bit more active in our lives, because as I said, it's already there. One of the things, and this is what I've learned through my years of also being a Tai Chi practitioner, is that the energy in the air, for lack of a better word, has also been called prana, Prana. That's from the Hindu side. When you study yoga, prana. And they have exercises called pranayama, okay, building up the magnetism and the electricity that's in there, which is life force energy, it's spirit energy. That's what prana is. In Chinese languages, they call it chi, chi, written, that's in the Roman side writing it, but in the pure Mandarin and other ways, other languages, it's spelled qi. It means the same thing. Ki, Q, chi. And then, of course, the Japanese and Okinawan martial arts is called ki, ki. Alright? So, and I used to remember those dojos, we used to do comites, and the teacher would say, yell out ki. No one really understood. I understood now. Ki is that you're calling out spirit. You're asking for the spirit of the tiger, spirit of the dragon, spirit of the monkey. You name it, you ask for that spirit to show up. When you said ki from deep inside yourself, you're calling up the spirit of that energy. And many martial artists, men and women, have taken on the personalities of dragons and in the martial arts, and snake energy in the martial arts, and phoenix energy. You name it, got it, do it. Bear energy, have done it. So it's all about spirit. Prana, chi, ki, and in the metaphysical fields and cult fields and cybernetic fields. It's also called orgon, orgon energy. So it has all these different names. Okay, it's all talking about spirit. We're all talking about the light coming out of that spirit. So these particles, electrical magnetic particles around us, referred to as an ion, a charged particle of light, is also loaded with divine intelligence, or it wouldn't show up around you, because it'd have to show up around you because you yourself have to be at some level of consciousness to recognize it, and that's why you got air around you, and then you got the particles of light showing up around you, and why you have star energy communicating with you, and why you would have solar energy communicating in other planets. Why is it that plants around you can connect with you at the same time? So we start seeing all this stuff together, seeing it, exercising it, becoming it, being it. So if you're someone who practices yoga, you're going to start dancing with it. If you're someone who practices some form of kung fu, internal or external, hard or soft, you're going to start playing with the particles of light. They're going to emanate. You're going to train your body, and the emanation of that is going to flow from you out. It's going to have that explosive force that they call Jing, 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 explosive energy, from stillness to something else. So, this white light energy, you can create it if you want. I'd say replicate it if you want. I know many of you out there may have heard of the aura photography. Many different schools of yoga have recorded it. I know with Marie and Mike, you two are around at the Don Yoga, and they have the aura when you just put your hand on the plate, and then it takes the picture with the software, and you can see an idea of the person's health, whether they need more water or they need more exercise or they're very mental. And there's some other softwares that you can get, and I'm going to try to get one for my laptop here. It's very good. I'm going to locate it. I forget the name of it right now, but it hooks up to your software with your camera, and every day you can take a picture of your aura. It will pick up your auric field, and I believe iPhones have those applications in there with the aura. But this is even better because you're going to pick up the full field of yourself and will be able to read that energy. So white light energy, what is it good for? Well, meditation. If meditation can be used to calm the body and the mind, to bring balance and harmony with you and nature and everything else, white light energy actually makes you more sensitive to the environment that you are moving about through. White light energy also purifies your energy field. White light energy also raises the other vibrations of the chakras. White light meditation also does this. It transforms you. White light meditation also does this. It can shield out anything that does not belong in your auric field. Now, not only are we going to do white light meditation, but I also feel I should touch upon violet flame kind of energy, gold flame kind of energy, and black flame kind of energy. And reason why I want to give you a fourfold, which is violet, gold, black, and white, is because there's a lot of energy running around on the planet. There's a lot of people practicing various forms of occult rituals. Many of them are positive, and there are many people that do them negatively. When I mean negatively, out to control other people, sometimes calling up various forces, and then they don't send the forces home. They don't send them back from whence they came, so they got a lot of entities rolling around. And many people talk about reptilian energies rolling around on the planet and in certain environments. And so, if you're not careful, and you happen to be very magnetic as a healer or a practitioner of some type of healing art, sometimes you may walk into the field of that, or that may you could be working on someone else energetically and not have yourself shielded or grounded, and the other person may not be, or the environment that you're working in is not shielded and grounded properly. Energy can jump off of them into your space. Then you're walking around with it, taking it home, sleeping with it, having dinner with it, and all that stuff. So all of these different levels I'm going to introduce to you. Again, this is a 2-hour show, so we're coming up into 5 minutes, and we got a whole hour. So what I'm going to do, and I'm going to review all this stuff again. So every time I review it, there's going to be something a little different each and every time. So without further ado, let me start you off with a nice white light meditation. All you got to do is sit so that you're comfortable. Now, I'm sitting in a computer chair, so I have to sit properly so that I'm not rocking back too much. So I'm not leaning from side to side, but I'm basically sitting straight up and down. Now, the spine is not going to get so straight because your spine naturally has a slight curve to it, especially in the lower part of your back. It does have a slight curve going into your tailbone. So what you want to do is just inhale through the nose, then exhale through the mouth, right now about 3 times. 1 count is a full inhalation and exhalation. While you're doing that, I want you to know that when you complete those 3 breaths, I want you to take another breath, just push it all the way out of your mouth, out of your lungs. And you're going to try your best to keep your shoulders down so that they're comfortable. You're going to do your best not to let your head drop down. Don't let your chin touch your chest. You want to do your best to keep your back kind of straight from the center of your back up into the skull, the base of the skull. And then, if you reach your 4th breath, do all the breathing through the nose without pausing. You can just slightly part your lips if you need to pass air in and out of the mouth. But you only do 1 cycle in and then out, and then go back through nasal passages. Now, for some reason, you've got a little sinus congestion. In the Southwest, we experience it all the time. So if you need to part the lips and just take air in and out, please do so. Do not strain yourself. What you want to do is place the tongue to the roof of the mouth, just behind the 2 front teeth. While you do that, just relax into the breathing. Again, you don't have to pause at the top of the inhalation or at the base of the exhalation. Just let it flow. We all have our own rhythm. So if I was trying to tell you a certain rhythm to go, that may interrupt you compared to someone else. But if you want to be able to count the number of beats per breath, you could say it takes approximately 4 seconds or 5 seconds to inhale, and then that 6th breath you get ready to exhale, then you let it out 7, 8, 9, 10, or 11, however you want to do it. But you want it to be an even flow. Next thing I want you to do is I want you to, the reason I want to do this tonight is to give you a visual. You see, last night was internet radio, so it's hard to see a visual. So I'm going to give you a visual. Wherever you are in your home, stick your hand out in front of you. Let me get mine in view. Okay. Now, wherever your middle finger is, that's the distance out all the way around your body, parallel to the floor. And if you were to put your arm up above you, straighten your elbow out just a tad, you want the energy to be just about where the center of your palm would be. And if you're seated, then you want that same distance into the floor. You want that same distance away from your body. Technically, from the edge of your arm out, or if you want, pull the arm back from the rib cage out. So let's say that is roughly about two feet, 2.5 feet. Okay, about 2.5 feet, right? You want that space all the way around your body. This is your personal space. So when we do a white light meditation, you want this space to be so energetic with white light that when a person comes up around you, they're going to stand outside the field, the radius of you, away from your body. So what I need you to do is, if you just have that arm out, you can, in front of you on an angle, I want you to use your hand as a guide. I want you to inhale. Right now you're right here in front of your body. You're about that much, 4 inches in front of your body, most of us, in your concentration. So you're going to inhale, and as you exhale, envision that field of energy going past your elbow a little bit. And then when you inhale, you're pulling in past your elbow towards your body. Exhale out again, projecting past your elbow to maybe the middle of your forearm. Then inhale, and just feel the presence of it come back. Not on top of you, but right off the body. And then exhale, and go now just to the tip of your finger. You notice you're doing it with 3 breaths. So we're going to repeat that, but I want you to have this in mind. That whatever you are sending out in front of you is also like a mirror image going behind you. So if your arm is straight ahead, as straight as you can be straight ahead, 180 degrees opposite, the point behind you is going to do the same thing. So both are going to expand like this. That's what's going to happen. So when the hands come together, it's inhaling. When you exhale, they're expanding. So the same thing is inhale, exhale. It's expanding out. Inhale, exhale, floating back out. And it's actually, without you being aware, you're catching the front of you and the back of you at the same time. So I want you to shift your awareness to the right side. Now you can be even with the middle of the rib cage, or you can make it at your shoulder, whichever is comfortable for you. Or you can think of a whole field of energy from your shoulder to your waistline, around by the navel if you want. Just inhale, and to accentuate it, move your arm out to the side as you do it. You're exhaling. Inhaling. Bring it back in so you get the feel of it, and then drop the arm. Know that the same thing is going to happen 180 degrees on the other side of you. So as you inhale, exhale. Just use your hand as a guide. Inhale, come back just a little bit. Exhale a little further out. Now the key for you is to stay in the center with your awareness when you are releasing this. You don't have to place your mind outside your body. You want to learn how to scan quickly with your mind, with the mind of the force of the particles that are all connected in and around each other are going to pick up this energy. You bring it back. Now let's just go above your head. Just stretch up. You're just going to bend your elbow a little down toward the top of your head or shoulder, right? You're inhaling. And then from here, just push up. Exhale. And then straighten the palm out in the elbow. See, now you're releasing it, right? Just inhale. Now, same thing, without you being aware, it's happening beneath you. As you're going up, there's energy beneath you pressing into the space, heading toward the floor. Remember, 2 fields of energy at the same time. So what I was having you do, instead of just straight, top, right, You are also going straight, that's one field. Back, that's a second field. To the right of you, a third field. To the left of you, a fourth field. Overhead, a sixth field. On five, and underneath, a sixth field of energy. So this energy is moving, right? So above you, energy is pulsating like this. And to your sides, energy is pulsating like this. That also means energy field in terms of diagonally is also doing the same. All the way around your body. This energy field is pulling in and pulling out according to the rhythm of your breath and also your intention at the same time. You're envisioning this energy as being a soft white light, and the more that you do it, it will get brighter. The more that you do it, it will get brighter for you. So, you will begin to see it. All right, Sister Christine, Ashe, you have a nice one. You can always come back in and listen to the show. And an hour later, this show will be uploaded into my YouTube channel, so you'll be able to check it and catch it. And also, sometimes I'm going to do, as we step back into this white light energy, sometimes I'm going to also do what I call random broadcasting, which means my spirit might lead me to come on at 1 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the morning. I will not necessarily announce it. I'll just flow with some additional information, and then I'll let you know that the information is there. So, we are establishing this light, the white light. You take a moment and you scan with your awareness. You kind of project your mind out. If you want, you can use your hand. There'll be a definitive difference between what's very close to you and what is further away from you. You may feel a slight heaviness, a puffiness, which is, let's say if you feel a puffiness is only this far away from you, you did pretty good because you got that. But next time you're going to want it to be out to here. If you had it here, next time you're going to have that puffy energy out more. Now, here's the key. With this, so now you can feel his energy. It's going to feel different. What I'm saying is that if you were to stick your hand out, when you really get deeper and you do this, you're going to feel a little electrical charge on your fingers that's letting you know you got it. If you felt that electrical charge out there, you can check it. You find a little different here, a little different. Also, there's heat. Your body got more relaxed. The chi moving through your body, warmed up your body, and it's out there. You go a little further, you can feel a little coolness. That's letting you know that you're actually controlling all of that. Remember the particles of light, the ions, charged particles of light that you're floating through at all times. You are now in control of it because you're putting your arm, you're moving your body through it. So this is what happens when people practice yoga, they practice kung fu, tai chi, they name it, qigong exercises. They start playing with this electromagnetic field called the chi outside their body, and the breath gets connected with it. Now when you connect your breath with the chi, and then the rhythm of your brainwave levels kicks in at the same time, you're almost literally in euphoria because you're like floating through this field of energy. You don't even feel like you're walking on the ground necessarily, but you are there. Your presence is there. Now, here's another thing. Now that you know that this field is here, I want you to now collapse it. He said, now, what does the brother mean by collapsing? What does Brother Francis mean by that? What you're going to do is you're going to inhale. But in yourself, you're not going to bring it back inside your body. You're going to bring it, let's say, from right where your middle finger ends to right where you can rest the heel of your palm. You're going to have that energy stop right about there somewhere. So that you can feel it, you're going to take your other hand and kind of position it out. So if I position it, I'm going to put my hand here. Right in here, I want to feel that energy get a little thicker. Okay? So what you're going to do is, now how will you feel it? You might feel it along the pads of the fingertips, or you might feel it in the heart zone of the palm. Okay? You can flex like that. You're going to feel something there. The energy is out in front of you on either side, either direction. Right now we're just focusing toward the front or on an angle. Alright? What you're going to do is you can drop the hand instead of like holding a wall of light. The minute you drop your hand, you want to bring it in with your mind. So let's give you a count. Let's count you back from 5 to 1. Okay? You check with the zone where the energy is, because it's there. You should feel a little tingling sensation. It's right there. Get ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All you got to do when I say 1 is inhale sharply. Inhale. And then exhale. Exhale right there. What will happen is you should have felt something come up on your hand. Let's try it again. Exhale out. Inhale and then project, sending it away from your body. Check with your hand. You can feel it probably the closer you get to your body. Now, if you move your hand back, you ought to feel something on your hand move slightly. If you move your hand up and down, if you're feeling, yeah, it's there, right? It's a wave that you're creating when you move your hand through it. If you can feel that, you're on target tonight. Put that other hand out. Feel it. 5, 4, 3. You're going to inhale sharply when I say 1, 2, 1. Drop your hand. And then it's like you're swallowing it, but you're leaving it right there. Now there should be a slight difference. So if you put your hand out, you brought the energy field back. You put your hand out, it should feel a little lighter and cooler. If it feels cooler, applaud yourself. You just collapsed your shield. You just brought your shield in. Now, how do you get your shield back out? Focus with the inhalation, and then you can just let it float out. And you're arbitrarily picking 2.5, 3 feet out. That means you've chose that space to go all the way around you. Now, it's 6:12. So what are we going to do now? Let's play. For those of you who are still here, you're going to have some fun. You can come back and review this and join in. Next week, we're going to do it again. I'm not going to talk so much about the examples of meditation. You jump right into this so that you can use this. I got this fourfold flame, call it, technique by focusing on the Ascended Master Saint Germain. Get some water. I just said there's water with apple cider vinegar in it. And what happened was, I had one of my students was being constantly having his space, private space, to the point where he was constantly almost being raped while he was asleep. Raped occult-wise. And he was not able to track where it came from, and the person, various people he was seeing, he didn't know that they were kind of under a little bit of hypnotic trance not to tell him, because they were all a part of the same little circles. And this student of mine, he had a very bad habit of sometimes just putting his guard down and being around people or places where he shouldn't be. And this particular time, this was about 5-6 years ago, he was at a meditation with this guy in New York City, where he also lived, in Brooklyn. And the gentleman seized on him at night in his sleep and sent some entities upon him in his sleep to bother him. First in dream world, and then manifesting in his apartment. And of course, I had to ask him, well, has this gentleman ever been in your apartment? And he says numerous times. He helped set it up spiritually. Well, really set it up occult-wise so he can go in and out at will. So eventually, I had my friend, my student, had some other people with him take his furniture and rearrange it, and also cleanse it, clear it, wash it, you name it. Then I went into a meditation, and I called upon Saint Germain, the Ascended Master, and he came to me and he said, I have something for you that will work, but you'll do it for him first. You'll record it, and then you will send him the tape recording that he could go through the exercise. So, we proceeded to do this. And I put him on speakerphone because when I recorded it, I wanted him to hear his response, which would then help him go further up the ladder in protecting himself. So this is how we did this. You are already listening to me, viewing me. You are already in the white light projected meditation. We're going to take this white light now, that you already are in it, at least a full arm's length all the way around your body. You've got your personal space in the white light. Now we're going to take that space, and I want you to project 2 or 3 times out. Let's say 2. Twice the distance all the way around. Which means you have to feel like your body is like right where the edge of your finger is. Or if you want, right where the base of your palm is. That's where your body is sitting right there. You're still here, centered. Pillar, the middle pillar. I want you to inhale. Then I want you to just gradually press out. Inhale from the base of the palm, coming back a little bit toward the middle of the forearm. And now I want you to just press out as you exhale. And feel the energy come alive again on your hand. Pass your hand a little further out. If you do this just right, your arm's going to feel a little heavy. And that's a good sign that you're doing it right. Come back in just before the elbow and just go out a little further. Find a zone that feels comfortable for you. When you have it, I want you to say this. You're speaking into the particles of light. Your divine self is in these particles of light. Make every place and space the same. Make every place and space the same. If you want more detail, make every particle of light in this space around my body that's now 2 arms length away the same. It means above, beneath, right, left, before me, and behind me. Make the same. What happens is like a domino effect. Particles, they touch each other and moving the energy in place around you. Now, this energy is here. The sea of white light. It's big. You're in the middle. Keep breathing. This is what I need you to do. I want you to know within yourself that and outside of yourself, you're going to put in line of violet flame. Just like the crown. Purple, violet. You're going to put that as if you're dressing yourself down with a violet light. And if you need to, you can start like right about here, in this range. And we know the rest is white, but here down, it's white and it's lightening up. And we're dressing us with a violet flame. You just envision the violet flame. The violet flame of transmutation. The violet flame. All the particles will start to tingle, which means they're turning into the violet flame, and now you're passing it down your body. Moving it around your hands, around your arms. Violet flame. Whatever you're doing in the front is going down the back of you as well. Underneath your feet. Violet flame. take this violet flame that is now in front of you, probably about 4 to 6 inches in front of your body. Know that it's also internal. It's past the skin, underneath, inside the body. You should feel a little tingling sensation. You might feel your solar plexus, the heart chakra, base of the throat respond. Now we're picking this energy up. I need you to put your arm back out now. You remember now that your arm is technically at its furthest point 2 arms lengths away. Okay? But right here you got this violet flame. I want you to, right outside this violet flame, if it's right here, if you put your palm on it, you can feel it. Feel where it kind of stops. Then, like an open door, but it's not an open door. I want you to move so that the base of your palm is right on the edge where you feel that it is for yourself. If you can feel that, this is what I want you to do. You see where the tip of your finger starts? Right there, right where the violet flame is, there's a gold flame outside. And I want you to bring that gold flame in. And I want you to bring it toward the center of the palm. The gold flame. Just say, gold flame, come in. Gold flame. It's the divine particles of light now there, replicating gold, mixed with the violet at the center of my palm. And they begin to mix. So this is a border, right? There's a violet flame with gold flecks in there. The flecks can be as big as you want them to be. They can be sparkling. And from the finger point out, project a gold flame in your mind, a gold flame 1 arm's length away. So, it's actually where your elbow is. It's going out, if you want, right into that next space, but we'll make it a full arm's length away. See, the particles of light understand you now. Has gone out. And say, make this the same all the way around my body. Make this the same 360 degrees. So we got the violet flame, and now we got a gold flame. 360 degrees. They're both operating together at the same time. They're both pulsating together at the same time. This is what you have to know, is that they both move, though, like balls of light in any direction they need to go in. That is the only thing you need to know. So that means the violet flame is not going to go, let's say, clockwise, and the gold is going to go counterclockwise. It's like a ball inside of a ball. They're moving. If it goes like vertically down and then coming up the back, it may do that way all the way around. It may spin itself, and then the violet one may go with it, or it may go in the other direction. But it'll do what it needs to do. Alright, now here's the most important one. Just inside that range. Your body should be warming up now. Inside that range, I want you to project and ask for a black flame. The black flame, so that you need to know this, is an earthy flame. So it's going to come up out of the earth and join in. And it's going to pop outside the gold on top of it. They're going to mix a little bit. You should feel it, mix it. And it's going to expand as far as it needs to expand for you. So you might project another few feet out. If I were you, I'd go for 3 feet. So what happens is your violet flame is at least 2 feet 24 inches at least. You can make it 36. The gold flame is another 36 inches, so that's 72. So we go for another 36, and what is that? 108. Black flame, another 36. 1 yard out. Now we're just practicing inside. Now, this is what I need you to understand. If at any point that you're feeling that someone is bothering you, you don't even know who they are. You don't have to know who they are. You put that black flame in. The black flame is a flame of invisibility. And the reason why it's a flame of invisibility, This is the creation of Mother. She has all the understanding, overstanding, and understanding, as many of you say. And she's going to act like a vacuum cleaner. And she's going to pull up whatever does not belong there. So you ask her, the black flame, to extend. You might say 36 inches, or you might say 6 feet. Because maybe that's what you need to do. So you went 3 feet, already 6 feet. Now you tell black flame to go another 6 feet. And that's pretty good. Why? Because right in that range, if something does not belong to you, you will say these words. And understand it's not only there, but it's in all 360 degrees. That means what you can't see behind you could be hiding. And you'll say this or any way you want to say it. It's not a prayer, it's a command. That which is not of the divine, that which is not of the divine, be the divine nature of me, my loved ones, families, friends, stand up and identify yourself, or stand up and face me. Usually it may be crouching and hidden without you seeing it. So you ask for it to stand up and face me. With your spirit eye you will see it. The minute it starts revealing itself, sometimes it will reveal itself through its eyes first. And why? Because whoever sent it to you, you recognize who sent it to you by its eyes. If someone is sending you a negative thought, it'll have eyes like them, brown eyes, gray eyes, hazel brown eyes, hazel blue, hazel. You'll see it. There'll be something about those eyes that'll let you know that it was sent upon you by someone else. And it will begin to take shape, and then you'll just say, you are now banned. I ban you into the universe. Now, if it's something very negative, I always say, I ban you to an unknown quadrant in the universe, and it has to go. If it's something that you sense that needs to go into the light, then you say, I ban you into the light. To be transformed, to be purified, cleansed, and to be released to your highest good. Usually entities that are working on behalf of other people being disruptive, they can think within their own world, and sometimes they get tired of doing the bidding of the quote master, so they want to go into the light. Usually the master don't send them into the light, but you have the power to send them into the light so that they can receive their wholeness again. You will notice the energy field will lighten up and feel different around you. So, like golden bars, as they leave, you sometimes might hear, have a scent, an odor, or whatever. It goes, it changes, it gets cooler. As that cool air is taking place, that means it's working. You don't have to worry about it. There's nothing in that space, in that black flame. You just now blow your breath through it, inhale, and blow it out, clearing it. And as you get to the edge of the black flame, you automatically call in a second gold flame. You just say, I ask the second gold flame now manifest here, materialize now. And it will manifest and materialize itself out of the ethers right then and there. Wherever they were, it will sprout up and then be there, outside the black flame. You just now ask the gold flame to speed up and cleanse the border between black and gold, which in turn clears the energy, pulls out any other stuff that's not supposed to be there, transforms it into something that is good. You speak into the black flame, rise up, clear up, purify. Lift up, purify. I command thee to be pure. Now the pure black flame is a flame of invisibility, but it allows you to see out and no one else can see in. Go back to the first gold flame closer to the body. Rise up, purify, be clear. And all of that energy. Purple flame, rise up, purify, be clear. And it also clears. And then you just let them move in the direction that they need to. Why is it divine intelligence? Particles of light know exactly what to do. So that means one could be, your violet flame could be going like this. And then your gold flame could be going like that. Counterclockwise in front of you. The other one is going up and down, like north and south. The other's going east to west. The black flame is sitting there, floating. This is magnetism. It's sitting there, big magnetic field. Then the gold flame moves the other way. So they're all doing exactly what they need to do. You're going to feel different because the energy will begin to boost up. Take your breath now. All of this energy is seated inside your white light energy. Now you just throw your mind from the inside of you, knowing that all is inside is also outside. The white light is now the same as the white light or clear light on the inside of you, and everything is now balanced. So guess what? That means when you go to sleep, if you want to keep it moving, you go to sleep inside. Why? The energy follows wherever you go. It impregnates your space wherever you go. It means you drive a car. It's inside the car and outside the car. You lay down. It's inside the car and outside the car. Take a bath. Take a shower. Do whatever you got to do. It's still there. Have dinner. It's still there. But if you want to, you can always pull the energy in. Same. So how do you do it? You collapse the energy. Leave the white light energy out. Bring the gold energy back into the black. Just feel it float and compress. Just like a zip folder on your computer. Compress. Now what you have is a black and gold particles together into the next field of gold closest to you. Same thing. Black flame is invisible, so no one can see it. You're the only one that knows it's there. It's invisible to all other parties, people, and entities. Pull it in closer into the violet flame. Make it all invisible in the white light. Stick your hand out there, everything is clear as the day, right? But you know where it is in front of you and around you. This is why people used to make talismans and amulets and all of these things. Why? To capture the energy and put it there. Capture it and put it in a ring. Put it in some type of piece of necklace. Capture it and put it in a vial. All this stuff is, highfalutin, metaphysical, shamanistic, magical sciences that you can do. Just hold on to this energy now. It's about 6:33 p.m. Those of you who are in the chat room here, if you want, you can project a question. I'll answer it because I'll see it. And anybody that is in the instant messenger, if you are there, if you want, you could leave a message there as well. Okay. You can project a question here, or let me just check to see if anyone went to the Facebook page itself, and I just want to make sure and just drop in if anyone posted anything. Alright, so we have approximately 26 minutes left. If you have any questions, you can type it into the chat room. I'll see it. Or if it's more personal to you and you don't want to put it in the chat room, then what you could do is you can also email me at iam.circleofgrace with the number one at the end at yahoo.com, or iam, the letter like I am dot circleofgrace1 at yahoo.com, or iam.circleofgrace1 at gmail.com. That's if it's a more personal nature. You don't want to share it in the chat room, and that's okay. Or you can send it to me as a private Facebook message. You can also do it that way as well. Okay, yeah, because it was right now. It was a lot of energy. What you could do is, if you have a glass of water at room temperature. Now, if you're feeling a lot of energy, you're feeling nauseous, it's also moving energy up out of your body. So this is one of the things that happen when you're doing shielding techniques. They should create something. It should move something up and out of your system. And that's what, it's going to move energy. This is how you know that it's working too, because it's moving energy through your body. So you can always sip on some cool water, spring water. When we do this next week, I would suggest you keep a few things around, like some water, bottled water, spring water, filtered water, or for those of you who like drinking coffee, yeah, you can, or herbal tea. Just keep something around you so that you go back and forth and have it to sip on to ground yourself. That's the other reason why sometimes you can feel slightly nauseated, because it's moving energy up and out of your body. And this energy level, it's, I'm going to say, to some degree, it is intense when you're not accustomed to doing it. But it's, let's say it's just like doing abdominal exercises or leg stretches or jogging or walking. Once you know what it's like and you practice it enough times, it becomes more than just a practice. What it becomes is, it's a part of you, and you learn how to move the energy through yourself. I always used to tell a lot of students, and I've been to a lot of functions too, when people do a lot of energy work. People will keep something like a little, something that's a little sweet, like chocolate, around, gumdrop. Just like you get the saliva, just know that you're on an earthly plane. So there are a lot of, little cookies. People leave a lot of things out so that they're reminding themselves that they're in this physical zone. They didn't leave the physical zone. They just really expanded the body. And so this is what we were doing tonight, allowing you to experience. I'm going to, next week, continue with this white light meditation and getting you into other things like the fourfold shield of Saint Germain. That came up tonight because a lot of us are dealing with those kind of energies. Whether you're a healer or not, a reader or not, a metaphysician or not, a shaman, shaman or not, you're dealing with energy all the time now, with the full moons, new moons, eclipses, solar and lunar, and a lot of other energy work going on all the time, plus all these leaks and things that are happening all the time in the world. We want to work with this energy and get to know it, but know that the ethers, the particles of light, contain intelligence, that you are in constant communication with that intelligence all the time. It's a part of you, so everything is listening to us all the time. And the more that we do it, the easier it becomes for you. The more that we do it, That means you start, like the Aboriginals, you start hearing things at a distance. You start paying attention to signs, weather, and you start hearing this on a completely different level than what you used to before. So this is why, I'm here bringing a lot of stuff out here. Some of it is well known to many of us, some of it isn't, but most of it we have forgotten. So I want to, just let it be known that you can come with this information, learn this information, and being able to utilize this information all the time. So, again, this is one of the things I wanted to share tonight and bring this out. It's 6:40 p.m. Let me just check back. I know we have a few viewers here, and just see if anybody else has any questions. And again, you can place them on the event page. And if I don't see any, but I might see. Let's just see if anyone else has placed anything. Now, within about an hour's time or less, in about an hour's time or less, um, this show will be uploaded to my Circle Grace 1, Brother Francis E. Revels-Bey YouTube channel. So you'll be able to go to my YouTube channel, and you will be able to play it from there. Now you could play it from here, but this is a different kind of account. So after 30 days from whenever show was done live here, it kind of gets deleted off their server. So what I'm doing to save them is I'm uploading them. A copy is being uploaded at the end of the show within about an hour's time to my YouTube channel. So my YouTube link is http Harry Thomas Thomas Paul : www.youtube.com. Then you put a single / there, and you type in the word user, USER. Then another single /, and then you type in Circle of Grace 1. And you can actually type it as capital C, lowercase IRCLE, lowercase OF, capital G, lowercase RACE, and then right next to the E, place the number 1. And that'll take you directly to my YouTube channel. You'll see all the other subscriptions there. I've been subscribing a lot. Now, what they do on YouTube now, they kind of throw other people's channels that I haven't even asked to be in the list, but they throw other people's channels in the list. So, you got to be careful. Mine has a nice little pastel scenery at the top, and then you'll see this logo right here on the page. That's how you know it's my channel. And you'll see all the other old Ustream shows that I've done. And then you will notice that I'm broadcasting other shows. So I don't know, I might be able to get a Blog Talk Radio copies up there, because I have to, download those as well. But I just wanted to let you know, so you have more than one way of tuning into the energy, getting the energy. I'm glad that Ustream heard my word and read my email and made sure that I had a chat room functioning here. And also, this just allows you to get as much information. Now, also, what you can do, so that we make this program always very exciting, because we don't have a phone in which we could chit-chat back and forth. What I would like you to do, those of you that watch the show or see it in the archives here later on tonight, during the week, during the month, but also know that it's sitting in my YouTube account, I would like to hear your questions or your comments about the shows. Maybe there's something you might want me to talk about, and I could present all of that. Now, there's something happening next week, and I'm going to share this. 20 years ago, I would have never done this, so I'm 20 years older and wiser. Next Wednesday is my 64th birthday. So, what I would like all you to do, you don't have to worry about sending me vegan cakes or vegetarian cakes and pies or tickets or take me out to dinner, whatever. What you can do is write me on Facebook, and is there some particular topics that you would like me to cover? Now, I know about 41 different subject matters. So if you want to get familiar with my subject matters, what you should do is go to my hosted web page. I have a hosted web page with byregion.net. So if you go to http:// Grace 1 dot by region as one word byregion.net, and read through all my material there, especially the profile, and I have a web display page there. And if there's anything that you would like for me to cover, please get back in touch with me. I'm trying to bring what I'm hoping to do here is just bring more information about unconditional love, grace, compassion, forgiveness, healing. We can talk about distant healing if you like, how you could go about and do distant healing. We can talk about pendulums. I'm proficient with pendulums. I have I'm not a master dowser, but one of my friends out here is a master dowser. He's a former NASA engineer, and he got into dowsing. His name is Gary Plapp, and this is one of many dowsers charts. And so, get it up here. If you want to know where your energy field is at the moment, I can help you. I can pull out my pendulum and see where you are at. And I can feel your energy, because I can tune into you just like we're seated next to each other. I can tune into you so that you can pick this vibration up. Now, I'm going to have to do it. A long time ago, even before I knew that such a chart existed, I had a chart. This chart only goes up to about 24,000 Bovis bioenergy units. But I used to have a chart on a cardboard board that went up to 36,000. Now there's energy that people are working with now with their crystals and various pendants, and the energy field is opening up where they're carrying 35,000 bioenergy units. So we could move that energy. We could check it. I could tune into it and show you where your energy levels are. We still have some time. So is this Mike or Marie? Would you like to know your energy field? Which one? We can check. I can check it for you right now. What is interesting is our energy fields fluctuate. Just like your handwriting can fluctuate throughout the course of the day, from the morning to the afternoon. So often that does happen. So which one of you would like to know? I can tell you right now. All right, Marie, we'll check it right now. Where your energy level, I can tell you where your energy level was when you began with me on the show. And I've got a pendulum. This is a regular shoestring, sneaker string. This is sort of like sterling silver here. and this is an amethyst. I have another one, but it's a little too heavy. It's aventurine in silver. So place it over the center, and I'm asking your higher self. First, I'm asking, can I do this? It is already letting me know with a nice clockwise motion that I could ask. And I'm asking from my higher self to your higher self, my spirit to your spirit, to show me in the beginning where you were at. So your energy level in the beginning was very close to about 9,000 bioenergy units. That was what we call the ideal energy range for us in human form, where our psychic ability, psychic energy is present. At the time, at the beginning of this exercise, you went up to about, went up pretty close to 13.5. That was putting you halfway between positive thought form and Tibetan temple energy, which runs at about 14,000 units here. So that's where you were running at that time. Now, when your energy level was feeling the nervousness, you were right around 17.5. That's when you were feeling nervous energy. Why? Because you were getting ready to tap on what we call the angelic or divine force energy. So actually you went pretty close to 9,000 more units. You went almost twice from where you, so let's say it's like G-force. You came in at 9,000 units at the start of the show, and by the time I got you into doing the exercise, you'd shot up to 14.5, and now you're almost 1,800. So you're at 17,500 bioenergy units. You're up there with the divine source energy right now. So what does that mean? You're already vibrating with the sun. You're past the central sun. The central sun on this chart is about 15,000 bio units. So you're already like in the great central sun kind of energy. And around there with hovering with angels and divine force source energy coming through. That's why it went accelerate. Now it would make sense because we started this program at about 5 p.m. and so inside of an hour and a half, it's a great lot of energy moving through your body around you at the same time. So you should have felt like a slight nausea or a slight congestion, a slight headache, or tingling or itching sensation. All that should have been there. But the more you do this, the more you practice it, then those symptoms slide away and you get adjusted to your energy feeling. Now you're moving faster. My suggestion is replay the video, take some notes, replay the video, take some notes, and do it at a little slower pace for yourself. So that means getting into the breathing part first. Spend about at least 2 to 3 minutes in the breathing, just inhaling and exhaling, releasing tension, things of that nature. Then start moving into doing that segment of the white light just a little slower so that you could feel it. So if you're going to do, what I'm really saying here is do the white light meditation up to that point. Let that take at least 20 to 30 minutes to get it all the way up to that point. Okay? And practice that numerous times. Practice that a lot. Okay? You want to practice that a lot. And then what you want to do, once that is very comfortable for you, to be able to do that with about 20 minutes, then shorten it. Try to do it in 15 minutes. Then shorten it down to 10 minutes. Then shorten it to 5 minutes of white light. That means sit, inhale, relax, and then project. Get it out. Project the energy. Do that. Collapse, then project. Do it 2 or 3 times. And then just do it once. And just feel it. Then incorporate this fourfold flame. See, because once you get comfortable, it's easy peasy. Once you get comfortable, it's all right. Then you can move and go into the next level. So we're going to do things like this. Of course, now's the time. Also, because we're doing white light meditation, along with this, any other guided meditation I start to take you into will also enhance your energy field, even more so that you get comfortable with your energy field. That's the whole idea. I want you to get comfortable with your own energy field. What does that feel like to you? Because that will be very, very important. Once you know what the energy, what your personal space feels like, you will be able to discern what other fields of energy are like around you. So you'll know the difference. And then this way, because you know the difference, then it's easier for you to tune in. It'll be easy for you to tune in, easy for you to tune out. And you'll know the difference. That means you'll know the difference of the energy level in your own home. You know the difference on your property. You know the difference of your energy outside your property. So this allows you to move energy fast. And this is good to know because everybody needs to learn how to be in their own energy field. This is very important. When you're in your own energy field and you know the difference between yours and someone else's, this is good for you because at any point, even when you are asleep, you can tell if something is there that's connected to you or someone who's not connected to you. And that's why you want to do meditation, so you can know the difference. That's very important. When you know the difference, then you're all right. So we got about 4 minutes left. Let's quiet the energy down. Let's just bring it all down because right now it's all out here. It's all over the place. My energy is not just in this room. It's throughout the house. I'm in the backyard, patio. My energy's out in the apartment. My energy is all the way over too. I have a big field of energy. So we're gonna bring this energy down. And the way to do that, because we've collapsed the energy, right? We've collapsed it. Now we'll just made it a little tiny spot. Just those little tiny spot. And we're just paying attention to just how we are feeling. Just relax. Just inhale through the nose and verbally go, ah. And little seated Qigong and Tai Chi work at the same time. Place your hands up, like this, but above your head, palms facing each other. Widen the gap a little bit more. Bend the wrists, let them dangle. And now, as you inhale, out a little bit, exhale, and bring the hands down gently. Exhale. Let the thumbs face you. Get past your throat and then push out. Go up again, inhaling. Come down, thumbs facing you. Push out. Now we come a little higher. Now the energy is pushed out at least by your throat. Let's bring it down past the center of your chest, where your solar plexus is. Push away. Know this energy is happening all the way around you. Reach up, inhaling. Just bring it down. Past the solar plexus and out. Again, sweeping up, inhaling. Coming down by your navel and away. Now this time you come up, inhale, exhale, bring it down past your pelvis. And if you're seated, you might take it as though you're standing up and just shake it into the ground. Like this. Let the hand do that. You might notice that the palm is reddened a little bit. This is good. This means you're working the chi through the body. Soles of your feet might be a little red too. It's alright. Now you can always check. If you got a partner there, you can always check the partner's field of energy. So that the energy is back but down and relaxed. You can check your own. All over. And again, you're doing this so you can create a balance for yourself. All right, we're getting ready to close out. About a minute to go here. I wanted to thank everybody, Marie and Mike, Pedroncelli, and all the other people. Christina Irby, thank you. She had to leave a little earlier. Thank you, Amaria, the Soul Scribe. Thank you for being here. And replay this segment. I tried to put a date here, but you'll just have to go by the date of the show itself. When I save this, I'm going to, in the description, it'll be there. So when you highlight it, you'll see today's date in the body of the description. And that we went over white light meditation and the four Saint Germain's fourfold flame meditation. So that's how you know you're reading this. And within about an hour's time, or by later on tonight, I will upload a copy of this show into my YouTube channel, so you can also go there. I have some old ones that you should go there and listen to. And if you have a YouTube account, you can subscribe so that whenever something gets placed there, you'll get a notification that you got something, that you're a part of it. And you can see some of the other ones I have there too. I have Patricia Cota Robles. I subscribe to her. Mitchell Gibson, I subscribe to him. I believe I have Jamil in there. I think he's there. Jamil Middleton has Evolved Love. I think I got him on there. But I try to have a wide variety of channels so that when people go. Now, on the right sidebar, there are going to be some other channels that get pushed up there. Some of those channels aren't mine. I did not even subscribe to them. So be aware of it. Thank you so much, Marie and Mike. And those of you that are from the Albuquerque area tuning in at Santa Fe on Friday, March the 18th, which is next week, I will be at Mocha Mug, 2325 San Pedro Boulevard, Northeast. I'll be over there doing a group meditation with miniature readings from 6:30 to, I try to get out 8:30, but you know me, it goes 9:30. My sister Vernell will be there with her Metatron healing mat, and she'll be offering the Metatron healing mat while I'm giving the mini readings to people after the meditation. So it's one big conglomerate. She'll be in the back there on the side, and people can sit for $10 for 15 minutes and get a soothing, relaxing realignment of their chakras with the Buddha Maitreya Metatron healing mat that she'll have. It's $10 for me at the door, period, for the meditation, and we're going to have a ball. And then, of course, Saturday, March the 26th, for many of you who are on my other list, I'll be back at the House of Hathor, which is my sister Vernell's house, where she will also have foot detox going on at $20 for 30 minutes. That's at a discount. It's usually $30. And of course, you can get on the healing mat in her healing room for $10 for 15 minutes. And of course, a full-blown meditation. This time, though, the meditation's at the House of Hathor, which is my sister's house. We've kind of raised the price a little bit. This time, starting on Saturday, March the 26th, whenever we do them on Saturdays, they're at 6 p.m. When we do them on Friday nights, they're at 6:30, so some people getting in from work. Not this Saturday. In fact, daylight saving time is Sunday the 13th. So you're going to move your clock so we get that extra hour added on. But on Saturday, March the 26th, at Renell's house, instead of $10, it's going to be $12. We're going to move it up to $12. And the Spirit says, go up a little bit, make it comfortable still for everybody. We're hoping that everybody RSVP as soon as possible, as soon as you get the email, because we really do have limited seats, and sometimes we have some elders and they can't sit for a full 3 hours. Everybody wants to sit, but I want to be able to get to everybody. And sometimes it's very interesting, even when I got a smaller crowd, it still expands. So That's the working of spirit. So we want to make sure that we can accommodate everyone at her home because we have such a small space. So, we like to keep it to about 15, 16 people. And I like to see bigger crowds, but it gets to be too long now. So I've got to cut back. So if you're coming on Saturday, March the 26th, be there for 6 p.m. The door admission to my event at her home will be now $12. If you're coming to Mocha Mug, there's still $10. Okay? I want to thank everybody for coming out. If you'd like to call me on my new Skype number, you can call 505-349-4722. If you want to call my prayer, the meditational decree line, that is 505-717-4722. There's a 2-minute all-purpose decree, and leave your message and the best times to reach you. Those two numbers are tied to my private mobile number, so I'll get it here if I'm not at the computer. Thank you very much. This is the Circle of Grace 1. I'm Brother Francis Revels-Bey. Circle of Grace 1 was founded on July 2nd, 1999 AD, under the aegis and the anointing of the Angel of Grace through divine providence. Gave birth to his very own spiritual and metaphysical institute on February the 7th, 2009. They both come under the aegis and the anointing of the Angel of Grace through divine providence. I'll see you back here next Thursday, 5 p.m. Mountain Time, 6 p.m. Central Time, 4 p.m. Pacific, and 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to delve into the white light meditation and more other colorful meditations to enliven your energy fields. And next Wednesday, on my birthday, I'll be back at Blog Talk Radio at 4 p.m. Mountain Time, which is 6 p.m. Eastern, for another 30-minute show. And I think just for that, it's going to be question and answers. Whatever you want to question me about, that's spiritual and metaphysical, or maybe you've got some great sayings you want to say, we'll celebrate my birthday on Blog Talk Radio for at least 30 minutes next Wednesday, March the 16th. Thank you so much, and I'll be here next week, which is St. Patrick's Day, with a 2-hour show. Thank you so much for joining me. My grace is your grace. Until next time, remember that divine grace is a blessing, as we are alive and well in the age of remembrance. Thank you so much. See you real soon.